Ooh, let's do this topic.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's interesting.
Yes and yes.
I would love to do an episode on this, but I absolutely believe in past lives. I have since I was a little kid. I've been fascinated with them, and then started doing some hypnotherapy about 6 years ago and tapped into a lot of past lives. I've spent the common thread and theme for me in past lives is being oppressed. Spent a lot of lives as a woman in a some sort of religious place, and then the oppressed voice, not being able to speak, not being able to speak up. So that plays out in a lot of past lives that I've had.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Kayla, what's your experience?
I have no past life experiences yet. I think at some point I would love to do a past life regression just to see what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Although I feel drawn to certain time periods and certain eras just naturally, so I feel like perhaps I've had some past life experiences in those time periods, but I don't know.
I did a past life regression. The only takeaway I really got from it was I ended up dying alone because I was afraid to be seen with a woman.
Oh.
I was a lesbian.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What time period was it?
It was, I don't know exactly. It was back when like there was like horse and carriages or whatever, but I went to like a market and had a basket full of fruit, and I got home and I got bit by a snake and I died, and nobody found me for days because my person wasn't with me. Like I was afraid to be seen.
Because you were a spinster. A spinster.
Yeah. But that my person from my past life, that girl, she is in this life. And we had like kind of the same experience. But she was afraid to be seen with, or she was afraid to tell me how she felt about me.
Do you know?
Wait, explain that. So, explain that again.
The girl that I was afraid to be seen with in that past life, she was afraid to tell me that she had feelings for me in this life. Does that make sense?
So, like, you have a soulmate?
Yeah, like
that. Well, I guess what is that called when your soul travels with other people to other lifetimes?
There's soul families.
Soul families. Huh.
Yeah. So it's that fear of like being seen with a woman.
How does it resonate for you in this life?
I'm definitely like into men. But everybody's like, where is this going? But I definitely had like a very like strong soul connection to this girl, and I was confused by like our relationship, like how I felt towards her. But having the past life regression made me understand like we've had this ongoing connection through past lives.
Yeah, you've been connected in other lifetimes. Interesting.
Yeah. I've met people before that I have spent other lifetimes with, and I know immediately.
Oh yeah.
That is a weird experience. Yeah, it's like, and then you'll meet them, and then you're like, wait, they're really familiar, and then it just hits you. It's like, oh, yes,
like deja vu, kind of.
Kind of, yes. There's just this really deep understanding of each other. It's very strange.
Yeah, like nice to see you again, kind of thing.
Kind of like that, yeah. And then you expect like, oh, is this somebody I've met before? There's no way I would have met them,
Yeah.
known them. Yeah. That's interesting. So I think that our souls travel in packs.
Oh, Diluted's comment. This is interesting. Some people believe they can identify their soulmate. If they can, what happens if their soulmate doesn't reciprocate their feelings? Is that really their soulmate?
Yeah, because soulmates, I don't believe are necessarily romantic, romantically inclined. I believe that soulmates are often people here to really help us learn sometimes very hard lessons.
And maybe in this lifetime, they are not meant to be romantic, and maybe in another lifetime, they are.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I'm sure I wasn't just tripping. What I realized from the experience is that like you can love anybody not by their gender.
Yep.
Like you can have a deep love for somebody.
Your soul's connected.
You
Yeah.
can- yeah, through a soul, not just gender.
I think that's what's been so fascinating about past life introspection and learning about past lives is that love is love. Like we remove the gender barriers, right? And you really learn what, yeah. And some of the people in my personal life that have been different people in prior lifetimes has just been, yeah, the hierarchy in a family, right? The mom, the dad, and then having them be prior siblings or a brother many times over. Why, why was that? And then did you spend a specific or many lifetimes in a specific gender for a specific reason?
Yeah.